Lance Hall here for Let's Discuss with Lance Hall. Happy to welcome and a great, I wanted to say the word old friend, but I'm going to use good friend instead. Stacey Savage of Savage Master to the program tonight. Stacey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Always fun. We were just talking there just before I started recording. I think I've been with you guys since your first release, you know?
Yeah,
We've grown up together.
we have. I think you were definitely one of the first people to interview our band at all.
That is
So
awesome.
to
Awesome.
connect it. It's been a
Yeah.
while. Everything's been on hold for so long, but
Yeah. It's the last few years have been full of tribulations, haven't they?
that's right. Yeah.
But you've got a great album. Those Who Hunt at Night came out August 5th on Shadow Kingdom Records. Follows up 2019's Myth, Magic, and Steel. As always, Stacey, this album is fantastic.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about how the title and the cover art. I really like both. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah. Well, first of all, with the title, it was inspired by a horror mystery book called Those Who Hunt the Night.
Okay.
It's written by Barbara Hambly, and it's about a vampire killer who turns out to be a vampire. So that's pretty interesting. And then the cover, we were kind of debating on whether we were going to do, because we've always done paintings as our cover, and this time we went with a photo cover.
Right.
And we were kind of back and forth, what should we do? And we just ended up really liking the way that photo came out so much that we used it. This lady, Doomvana on Instagram, she's out kind of near Detroit at Museum of Death, and that's where we got our photos taken for that.
Oh, really? That's very cool. Very cool. That is awesome. I love it. You know, I want to get into some of the songs, but I also had this for a little bit. But as long as we're on this whole subject, you talk about this book that you got the title from, and of course, you guys' whole image and everything is so horror related. Where did your fascination with all things horror begin? Was that a young age? Were you a late bloomer?
I think I was kind of a late bloomer personally. I mean, that's, and Adam's been, watching horror movies since he was probably like 5 years old. Yeah. But I was probably, coming out of high school when I first got into it. And yeah, I had like a friend that really turned me on to a bunch of stuff, from everything from like Reanimator, Dead Alive, Cemetery Man were some of the first few that I remembered really liking.
Yeah. What's your go-to horror movie to watch, say like on Halloween night?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably City of the Living Dead.
Okay.
Favorite.
Okay. Awesome. And there go the dogs. They seem to know when I'm interviewing. The dogs may make a cameo. My son's going down to try and calm them down. Let's get into a few of the tracks. And this first track I wanted to talk to you about was Hunt at Night. Those Who Hunt at Night. It's got a great Judas Priest vibe to it that I could hear. And I love the video. And there they go. He'll calm them down in a minute. I love the video. Whose car is that? Being an old muscle car guy that I am, I'm always interested in those.
A friend of ours who's a mechanic actually let us use the car for the video. But yeah, that's a '69 Chevelle.
Nice.
It had a lot of power. So one of our friends was driving the car, and our guitarist Nick was driving a car beside with the cameraman, and I don't know what he has, like a Prius or something, like a modern car. And yeah. As soon as our friend Jim would hit the gas on the Chevelle, it was really hard for him to keep up with the Prius, because of course when you're filming you want to go the same speed, right? So line up and get the shot. But it took a few takes, because as soon as Jim would hit the gas on that Chevelle, it would just fly.
You were gone. Yeah. Love those old muscles cars.
It was fun.
So whereabouts did you shoot it?
We shot it in Louisville, Kentucky. Kind of like out well, like I said, our friend that let us borrow the car, he's a mechanic, so it's kind of like the back area of, kind of where he works on cars and stuff.
Okay. So it wasn't anywhere the cops were going to get you for going too fast.
No.
The other thing in your videos and in your live performances too, you are like so visual. Did you do theater at all growing up, or is this something you've just naturally taken to?
No, I didn't do any theater, but I consider myself kind of a visual person. Like I like art, and I like expression, and I really kind of the ethos like Adam and I had, when we formed the band, is we both kind of wanted everything to be really theatrical and a fun show, and a full package, not just, we wanted to make the music, of course, is the most important, but we also wanted to add to that with like of course, like our costumes and our stage show.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I've seen the videos, and I'm so bummed. I missed you guys back in 2018. You guys actually came up to Brattleboro, Vermont, which is a couple hours south of me. I would have made it if I'd have known. You played a club like the Stone Church or something there. Do you remember anything about that gig? Is it like really a church?
It's really a church. It's enormous. We played with Municipal Waste, and it's such a big place, but I remember our merch booth getting kind of jostled about as soon as they started, because you know how their fans are, really wild and stuff. We just recently played a few more dates with them. But it's a beautiful building. If you ever have a chance to go there, hopefully we'll go back again. It was really cool.
If you guys come back, definitely message me and let me know. I want to come down and, of course, meet the band and see you and see the show,
Oh, yeah. I'd love to meet you in person.
Absolutely. The other next track I had was Rain of Tears. I love that whole atmospheric opening that you had to that track. And then to my ear, you kind of had started out with like a Slayer riff, and then you crossed into like that Iron Maiden gallop, in this song. Tell us a little bit about Rain of Tears.
Yeah, thank you. And that's it's kind of like a classic love and death story. I kind of think of it more like a ghost story, but you could also think of it more, kind of like love after death kind of, concept there. Yeah. But that's a fun one.
Yeah, definitely. And then track 5, A Warrior's Return. This one had sort of a different kind of pace. I really like that. That it sort of was just,
more like an epic kind of.
Yeah.
So that one kind of, back on our previous record, Myth, Magic, Steel, we had Warrior versus Dragon. So it's kind of like a saga, the Warrior's return, and he's kind of coming out of battle. And, it's kind of for us like a metaphor for metal. And, we feel like there's like a new kind of, like the new wave of traditional heavy metal, there's a big surge, and we're we're just part of it.
Yeah, I mean, from the first time I heard you guys, like this is vintage, but it's fresh, and it's just so great. I was there for the original, and everything. So to hear it now, it's really cool. When it comes to like songwriting, do you and Adam collaborate, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So like lyric wise, you both toss lyrics off each other. You do lyrics, he does music. How does that work?
We both do. Adam is, he's been writing songs since the 90s. So he's really got his songwriting down, and I feel like he's very fast. So I do write some of the lyrics too, but he even does some of the lyrics. He's just he's like a machine. He's on it.
Very cool. I love this next song. I love the title. The Hangman's Tree. My notes here say freight train of a riff. I love the chorus. Kind of an echoey effect on the solo, which was cool. Is this sort of like a horror Western,
Yeah, you nailed that right on the head. It's about like a wrongdoer being taken to the gallows. I just spoke with him. He said he's actually working on a part 2 as a prequel that will explain the story further, and then maybe even a part 3 later on. Cool. So yeah.
All right, so we get a trilogy out of it. That's
awesome.
Yeah. Track 8, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Vaster Empires?
Right.
Now, I looked this up to see what it was. It was a science fiction novel in the 70s. Is that what it's based on, or is it just something totally different?
It's actually not based on that one. But that's interesting. And it's possible that we've seen the name and it's stuck in our brain, and, that's how the name came about maybe, but it wasn't really intentionally based on that.
Okay.
But it's kind of, another kind of theme of where we're just kind of focusing on, living in the moment, moving forward, just going, partnering up together and just kind of conquering.
Yeah. The closing track, Death of Times, I thought was a fantastic closer. Do you guys pay attention to sequencing on the album? Do you sit down and try and think which song is going to go where to sort of put it together to have the album flow?
Yeah, we do. So like we recorded it first, and then we, all got together and listened a lot and really discussed on like, what tracks should go where. And we kind of all discussed that as a band. And, we put a lot of thought into that. We like to, of course we have several fast paced ones, but we want to, I feel like it's a palate cleanser when you can kind of move between, a faster pace and a slower pace. And it just kind of keeps the energy going. And we felt like that would be a really good, like ponderous kind of ender song.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about this song first. Then I got a question for you on that pacing thing. I thought this was one of your best vocals I've ever heard in this song. And that's not a knock on any of your vocals on any of the other songs. I just thought your vocal really killed it on this song. The riffs, and then that clock ticking was really, really cool.
Thank you very much. Yeah. We had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. Now, with pacing, like you talk about how you pace an album, do you do the same thing, particularly with you fronting the band, your live set? Do you have to pace that as well? Do you put thought into that of like, man, I'm singing a bunch of really fast, aggressive stuff here. Let's slow it down for a song or two, or give the guys the solo here so I can catch my breath or whatever. Do you put a lot of thought into that as well?
Yeah, we absolutely do. We do our best to kind of represent, across all albums, and the longer you go, the harder that gets, because you only have so long, and you have to take songs out to put new songs in. But we do try a lot of focus on that. We usually tend to end on either a mid pace or faster song, like as opposed to how we ended the album. Mm-hmm. But it's a little different in a live setting. You want to leave, on a high note and with good energy. And, we do think about it. We don't want, too many slow songs in a row or too many fast, because either way, I think you get kind of a fatigue. Yeah. So it's good to mix it up.
Right. I mean, you fatigue the audience, you fatigue yourself, and you got to sort of, it's like a marathon, Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully soon, you'll be headlining, and then you'll have, an hour and a half, 2 hours to play all your stuff, and then
we're looking forward to it. The guys in their masks and everything.
Yeah.
But no, we are looking forward to it. We'll have like a longer set than we've ever had before when we play in Europe in January. So we're already discussing that and planning for that as well.
Cool. How do you are such a powerhouse of a vocalist, and the way you sing and everything takes a lot of energy and a lot of stuff. Were you trained at all in vocals, or is this just something you sort of learned as you've come along?
I sang in choir all 4 years of high school. So I got great training there. I had a very excellent choir teacher. Mr. Sanford was his name. He was top notch and a good person. And it was great learning from him. And I kind of, after high school, I kind of just, used like YouTube and other things to kind of keep going as far as what are good practice routines? What are, oh, I'm struggling with this thing or whatever. How do I approach it better? Things like that. So I have a good base because of what I learned in high school. And then now I just, add to it where need be, or freshen up on something maybe I got rusty on from time to time.
Cool. If you could do a dream duet with a male, well, let's go male or female. I guess it doesn't really matter. Who would be your choice of a partner for a dream duet, or give us a male and a female that you'd like to sing with?
Okay, how about Danzig and Doro Pesh?
Okay, there you go. That sounds very cool.
Fun.
I did see you posted a little bit ago when we lost Steve Grimmett from Grim Reaper. You got to join him on stage to do "See You in Hell." That must have been amazing.
It was so awesome. It was so fun. I was really nervous because that was the first time anybody from like a big old classic band had asked me to do that. And he kind of just asked me right before they, or, maybe not right before they went on, but he asked me that night. I was not prepared, but I was very excited and I was glad I got that opportunity.
Yeah, that is very cool. Looking back,
especially a very good person.
Yeah, nice guy. You're going out on tour with I Hate God, September and October. Looks like a lot of Western dates, Colorado, Oregon, California, stuff like that. Got to be looking forward to that.
Oh yeah. They'll be about 3 weeks long, and it'll be our first tour of that length since COVID. So we're in our first time back out west. So we're very excited.
I've started asking this question to people the last couple of interviews. It's like everybody's asking, what did you do to survive COVID? How did you get through COVID and everything? Give me a positive that you gained through COVID, through the lockdown, through not being able to tour, not being able to really be yourself, so to speak. Was there anything positive that you gained out of having that time?
Yeah, actually, as really terrible as it was for a lot of people, and a lot of people suffered, a lot of people died, a lot of people had problems with their work. But for me, it gave me a chance it kind of forced me to reevaluate, my lifestyle and think about it and think about what's really important. And it just kind of reaffirmed, what I really want to do. The band is the most important thing for me. And, it also, I kind of shifted with my work and things like that, and made my life a little bit more for me. So for me, it worked out really well.
That's cool. Yeah. You talked about touring Europe. That's going to happen in January of next year. I can't remember. I saw you put up the advertisement. Are you going over with somebody or yourselves, or have you lined somebody up for that?
We're going over ourselves. I think we're working on getting somebody, to play with us, but we're going to be headlining that one. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got 4 full-length albums, 2 EPs, plus, you've done some 45s and stuff. Your cover of Swords and Tequila is stellar.
Thank you.
You guys got a great catalog of work to present to the people now.
Yeah, we're excited. Like I said before, it's going to be our longest set, and we're always like, oh, I wish we could play this song or that song. And now it's like, well, we have the time to, play a lot more, and we're very, very excited about that. So
have the guys come up with a way they figured out how to play that long under the hot lights and everything with the masks on?
They do it. They're very committed, and they just make it happen. It's definitely not something just, not everybody could do that.
No,
I could myself.
Yeah, definitely. Do we have any more videos coming out for any of the songs on the album?
I'm not sure yet, but it is possible. We may.
Okay. cool. We talked about how the tour with I Hate God is like September, October. You go over to Europe in January, November, December. You just taking some family time, some downtime, or you got anything planned for that?
Yeah, we're taking some downtime. I'm going, my baby brother's getting married in October, so at the
Cool.
end of October. So, but
Yeah.
then after Europe in January, we're, working on getting it booked now, but we're planning on doing a US tour immediately following, and hopefully it'll be a longer, 3-4 week tour. So
Very cool. I
we'll
got
definitely keep you guys updated, post
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, you can check that out on the band's Facebook page, the website. Give us the website address.
It is Savage Master Official at bandcamp.com.
There you go. The Bandcamp page as well for all the cool stuff. The LP, you've got it out on vinyl, you've got it out on CD, you've got it out on cassette. You selling that through like the Bandcamp? I know you can get it through the Shadow Kingdom, but you doing it through Bandcamp as well?
Both. Yeah, we're doing both. So yeah, that's what I've been working on today, shipping out orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rock star's life, it just never ends, does it? The work
That's
never
right.
ends.
Right. But it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I'd rather be doing.
Yeah. I got to ask, what, just for curiosity's sake, what day in October is your brother getting married?
Halloween.
Halloween? Oh, very cool. Very cool. My wife and I got married on October 21st. I couldn't quite talk her into the Halloween thing, but we went October 21st. So that's cool. That's awesome.
That's good. I mean, people do warn against getting married on a holiday because, if it doesn't work out, you've got to live with it. But I'm very happy and I feel good about it. So I wish them the best.
Absolutely. So we've talked about the album. We've talked about the tour. We broke down some of the songs. We've talked about you. Is there anything that I didn't ask, or anything you didn't get to talk about that we didn't get to cover in any of this?
I don't think so. Nothing comes to mind, but I just want to say I'm really thankful and glad to be talking to you. It's been a while since we've got to have a chat. So thank you so much.
Couple of years since the last album came out. Well, I can't let you go without asking you some silly questions. These are questions that I hope you've never been asked before. Sound good?
All right.
Last music you listened to other than your own?
I was checking out, let me see. I was checking out some goth music actually last night.
Okay.
I found a band called Zadera. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Kind of browsing the YouTube.
Yeah. What's the furthest, everybody sees Stacey Savage, lead singer for Savage Master, this whole, horror themed production and everything. What's the furthest away from all that you go with your musical taste that somebody would go like, I never would expect her to like that?
Oh, wow. Let me think for a second. I like all kinds of music. I mean, granted, most of it is, rock and metal based.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like, like Kate Bush and the Smiths, if you want to go, softer kind of stuff.
I mean, there are no guilty pleasures in music. It's all in what you like.
I mean, I like Duran Duran. I guess that's probably a good one.
Yeah, that's quite a ways away, but yeah, I mean, you can't deny the talent in that band. So
yeah.
Favorite old school wrestler?
I hate to say it, but I don't really know a whole lot about wrestling.
I don't really know a whole lot about wrestling. Even right down there in Louisville, that's a hotbed of it. Okay. Have you ever prank called someone?
Yes, definitely I have. When I was younger, I was extremely into pranks. I would always watch like Tom Green show. I liked the pranks he did. So yeah, I've definitely done some prank calls when I was a kid.
Okay, cool. What do you consider a food that is better as a leftover than freshly cooked?
Probably chili would be the best one.
Yeah. Favorite toy growing up as a child?
The toys I had most of would be like Barbies and troll dolls.
Okay, cool. Given your choice of household chores, dishes or the laundry?
Laundry.
Laundry. Give us something that decorated your teenage bedroom.
I had pictures, I had fake flowers, I had all kinds of stuff.
Go-to karaoke song.
Oh, Pat Benatar, Heartbreaker.
Oh, nice. Nice. I'd like to hear you doing that one. You guys should cover that one. Do a heavy metal cover of it.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Last one. This is the one we have the most fun with. If they were to make a biopic of your life, what actress would you pick to play you? And it's your movie, your life. You can pick anybody.
Oh my goodness. That's a toughie. I don't know. I really don't know.
I figured you'd go with Barbara Steele.
Barbara Steele, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be really cool.
Okay. Been chatting with Stacey Savage, lead vocalist for Savage Master. Their album, Those Who Hunt at Night, is out now on Shadow Kingdom Records. Go to the band's Bandcamp site to check it out. It's killer tracks and great album as always, just solid from top to bottom. Thank you so much for your time, Stacey. And I got to throw in this as well. Thank you for recording that liner for my podcast.
Oh, thank you, Lance.
Awesome. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.